Welcome to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm Pete Mezzetti. The topic of the evening tonight is the Middlesex County Chamber of Commerce and the Middlesex County Chamber of Commerce Cruise Night on Main. With me to discuss what's going on is Joe from the Middlesex County Chamber. Sir.
How you doing?
Hey, buddy. How are you? Good to see you again. I can't believe it's been almost a year since we've sat down and had this little conversation.
I know. Yeah, last year was my first year here. So,
I know. What's new? A lot new.
There's always stuff new at the Chamber.
Absolutely. So, speaking of that, you're new with the Chamber.
I did, yeah. I took a job
right.
with the Chamber last year in September to be on Johanna Bond's team, who is now president of the Middlesex Chamber of Commerce, taking over from Larry McHugh, who retired after 39 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I see they had a big going away party for him not long ago.
Yes, 850 people, AquaTurf, because it was the only place large enough to hold the event.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
How was it?
It was great. It was just a room full of people that he impacted everybody in that room at some level at some point in time, and he's just a great mentor, and no one better to follow in his footsteps and create her own path other than Johanna, who's now taken over.
Nice. Now, how many members do you guys have at the Chamber?
Well, since I run membership, when I looked the other day, it was 2,052 active members.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys are a big chamber.
Yeah, we are the largest chamber in the state for sure. Yeah.
Wow.
And it always surprises me because when I worked for other companies and I was a chamber member for 22 years, these events all seemed like a piece of cake because I just showed up on the day of, and I was like, oh, this is kind of easy. But seeing all the work that goes into these events, Pride this past weekend and Car Cruise, like it is a full-time job to run one of these events, and the staff at the Chamber has been helping me as I've been taking over this particular event.
Nice. Now tell us about Cruise Night on Main.
So next Wednesday, June 14th, 4:30 to 8. I would imagine we're probably going to have more cars than we had last year. It's our 26th annual Cruise on Main, and the word has just been spreading over the state like wildfire. I have people telling me they're coming from out of state, from all over. So the difficult part is we only have so much parking on Main Street. So at some point we have to have a cutoff. But I swear, if we had 5,000 spots, we could probably fill 5,000 cars because it's just so many people that show up.
Oh, absolutely.
It's such a great event. Everybody likes it. It's super family friendly. It's safety first. We work closely with the Middletown Police Department, who is a huge supporter of us, and they make sure everybody there has a great time, and they take care of all the stuff behind the scenes that you don't even know what's going on. But it's really a great event.
Nice. Now, how did the cruise night get started? 26 years ago.
Yeah, I don't actually know the original story, but it was definitely under Larry's wing for sure.
Okay.
And I don't know. I'd have to ask probably someone on the committee who's been here a long time to tell me the original story. But I know that I've been involved with it for, I think it's 5 or 6 years.
All right.
As a volunteer, then as our chair last year, and then as a chamber staff member this year, and it's just the best day.
Oh, absolutely.
We really love it. It's awesome.
Obviously, the earlier you get there, the afternoon of, the better chance you're going to probably have been finding a parking spot. Yeah,
well, the PD will start closing down the street at I think it's 2 o'clock. And they'll have the meters bagged early in the morning, so it'll let people know that they can't park on Main Street. And we always get a few stragglers, which is fine. We don't want to keep people from continuing to do business at the businesses on Main Street. So, we just keep track of who's parking, and we let them know that there's an event going on today. And, most people are like, oh, great, I'll be in here for a few minutes, and then they take off after that. And, and then as far as lining up for cruise night, since there's no pre-registration, cars start lining up on the other end of Main Street by the South Green.
Okay.
And we have a $10 suggested donation, which goes to our youth programs that the Chamber runs.
Oh, nice.
And the early bird gets the worms. You want to be there early.
Now, tell us about the youth program that the Chamber runs.
So we have the Hal Captain Middletown Youth Mentor Program, which actually I volunteered in myself before I was a Chamber staff member.
Oh, nice.
Life-changing. I mean, it's really, it's young men and women who are looking for a mentor. Maybe they come from single home, single mom or single dad. And I was paired with a young man, and it was great. I stuck with the program for 5 or 6 years.
Nice.
Got to know the young man as we moved forward, and we stayed friends to this day. And it was great. It's really some really good work that's done there, and I met a lot of people through that mentor program who I'm still friends with now.
Nice. So what other events, what else is going on with the Chamber of Commerce?
Oh, I mean, there's
a lot.
No shortage of events
No.
for us. I mean, we just had Pride this past weekend.
Yeah.
That was a huge event. There's a lot of planning that goes into that.
Oh, absolutely.
We had our annual golf tournament a few weeks prior to that. We have our Small Business Awards coming up in the end of June. We have a cornhole tournament, which is new this year, which we're doing.
Oh, fun.
That's, we're always looking, Johanna's always looking to shake it up a little bit. So we're trying to do some different things this year and to get new people involved and new members involved. So cornhole seems to be pretty popular. So we're going to put together an event. It's going to be really great. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I've played, but I'm sort of the beginner of cornhole. I'm okay.
I feel like anybody can play,
Right.
but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be good at it. But
Right.
I think it's enough where anyone can participate, no matter what age they are, and I think it's going to be a good time. I think it's a great new event that we came up with.
Nice. And as far as we're going to circle back to cruise night. We obviously have sponsors and people we want to thank.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah,
I mean,
who
obviously we have Napa, who is our most important sponsor. That's
Yeah.
our presenting sponsor. They have been for as many years as I can remember. And
They were last year.
Oh yeah. Definitely. And the year before that, and the year
I was
before
gonna
that.
say, I remember.
They always step up to the plate. They're always our presenting sponsor. We couldn't do without them.
Nope.
They provide us with people power for the day of, but they're just a great partner. you
Yeah.
know. And everybody is excited to get there. If you're one of the first 300 people that get there, you get the Napa bucket with all the goodies in it, which is filled by all our sponsors. But,
Oh, nice.
we have some top presenting sponsors like Key Chevrolet in Middletown.
Sure.
Charles IT in Middletown, and those folks are, they're good friends of ours. They're good chamber members, and they're happy to be top sponsors right underneath Napa. So and then we have a bunch of other folks. I think we have a total of, I want to say, almost 40 sponsors this year.
Oh, wow.
I mean, sponsorship starts at $125 and it goes up to $2,500. With Napa at 4,000. So, we've had a lot of new chamber members this year that have dipped their toes in. We've got a bunch of new businesses on Main Street that, this is a great opportunity for them to get their message out. Mm-hmm. They're going to help fill our buckets with pens and all kinds of swag and stuff. And it's a good opportunity to set up a booth and to talk to people. I mean, we'll probably have, 4,000 or 5,000 people on Main Street that day. So, wow. I mean, it really is a good opportunity to meet people. I mean, we've got booth sizes that are 10 by 10 up to 10 by 40. And, it's a great time to just have your employees come down, set your tent up, pass out materials.
Yep.
So between sponsors and vendors, we'll be lining the street.
Now, what type of vendors are you guys going to have?
We have vendors. We have regular vendors. Most of them are we have all our food vendors. We have plenty of food trucks and ice cream trucks, and Vaquitos is there.
I was going to say Vaquitos has to show up.
Everybody loves that.
Absolutely.
I think they have 2 trucks on Main Street actually that day, and so there's going to be plenty of food, good stuff to eat. We get trucks like Scat's Catering, and we just there's going to be fried dough and pizza and anything you could possibly imagine you want to eat is there, and then cool off with some Vaquitos,
Absolutely.
rum and ice. So yeah.
Absolutely. I was going to say all the years that I've been local, I grew up here and was born in Fort Lauderdale, but I grew up here. So all the years I've been here, I've never had a Vaquitos ice.
Oh.
Everybody's like, what is wrong with you?
You're in for a treat. I'll tell you, it's the best around.
I'll have to fix that next time I'm up in the city. I'll have to stop by, and of course now they're open because it's their summer, their season. So.
Yep. Yeah, they just opened. A
couple weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Yes, I remember seeing that in the paper. Now, what types of programs does the chamber offer?
So obviously we have our youth programs, our mentor program is pretty big. We have our Second Chance program, which helps folks that were recently incarcerated find employment.
Sure.
That's run by one of my teammates, Weldon Russell, who's great at his job. I mean, it's a great program. Larry was always big into giving people second chances. So they started the program with a young man who ran it for a couple years, and he moved on to do something different, and he found us Weldon, and they're going to do. It's good. It's a good program. We have a lot of local businesses that are stepping up to the plate and being partners with the program to find places for these individuals to work. So it's been going very well. Super proud of it.
And I'm sure they can help find people jobs that are...
Absolutely, yeah. And these are folks that are local, everywhere from bakeries to manufacturers that are willing to give individuals a second chance at employment, because everybody deserves the opportunity to go to work every day and earn a living.
Absolutely, absolutely. What other types of programs do we have that people can get involved with?
Oh boy, you put me on the spot now.
Of course I did.
I mean, mentor. I'm particularly fond of the mentor program because I was part of it.
Let's talk about mentor program.
And that was great. Well, mentor program is great. We love that, but we have a ton of committees at the chamber. So new chamber members that are looking to get involved in the chamber. There's you can find something that you're passionate about, whether it's the finance committee or you have a building committee. I mean, we have all kinds of different stuff and things and ways for you to get involved with the chamber, or if you're becoming a member, be engaged with us, because I mean, most of our members who are super successful are members that are super engaged with us. They're on multiple committees, they volunteer for events, they sponsor events, but it's that real relationship that we forge with our members. Because everybody wants to make Middlesex County a better place to work and live.
Absolutely. Would you mind sticking around for another segment?
Sure.
All right, we'll be right back.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
As a scientist, I know by the time she takes her first breath, 9 billion more tons of carbon pollution will be in the air. When she takes her first steps, wildfires will have burned millions more acres she could have explored. By the time a child born today goes to college, it may be too late to leave them the world we promised. Our window to act on climate change is like watching them grow up. We blink and we miss it.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm Pete Mezzetti, sitting here with Joe from the Middlesex County Chamber of Commerce. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. All right, so we were talking about, during the first segment, the chamber and their membership. Now, what would you say if I said to you, hey, Joe, I'm thinking of joining the Chamber of Commerce as a member. Why should I join you guys? What would you tell me?
So for us, I think it's just about determining what your long and short-term goals as a member. Like we always ask people, I tell people all the time, like I think joining the chamber is pretty easy. I feel like, especially new businesses, they call Eversource, they turn the lights on. I feel like they're second calls to the chamber because they feel like they have to do it, which is great. We love that. But for us, it's not so much the initial join. For us, it's retention, right? For us to be able to keep members engaged, we have to find out what it is they're looking out of it. It's great, they pay, that's awesome, but what is it we find out? So we've redeveloped our onboarding process for the chamber to include figuring out what it is that they're looking to get out of membership, and by them telling us what some of their long and term short goals are, it has us with the ability to track their success. So in 12 months from now, we're able to say, okay, well listen, these are the long and short term goals you gave us. We were able to take care of 4 things on your list. You attended a couple events, maybe you sponsored. So at the end of their membership, they're getting their renewal and they're like, yeah, of course I want to renew. I had a great experience with the chamber. Staff is great. Made some new connections this year because we don't even call them referrals. It's connections. How do we connect that individual and their organization with people that are looking for their goods and services? And for some people joining the chamber, there's different reasons. For some people, it's to stick around the door. For other people, it's they want to network, they want to create new relationships, and that's really the beauty behind it, and that's what we do.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you guys sound like you're a big chamber and a lot of networking. And
yep, we have no shortage of events. We go from Rocky Hill, which we took over last year. So Rocky Hill used to have their own chamber. And now we are, the Rocky Hill, we've been taking out Rocky Hill over, so they're part of Middlesex County. Even though they're Harford County, they're part of the Middlesex County Chamber.
Okay.
Which is fantastic because, now we go from Rocky Hill all the way to Essex.
Right.
So we have 16 towns that we cover. So we don't want to make people feel like they have to come to Middletown to be part of the Middlesex County Chamber.
Right.
So we have broken everything down into division meetings so that we get that, we still get that local feel and local information that folks are looking for.
And I remember a friend of mine who used to work for the Chamber of Commerce, one of the first, he had come down for a meeting. He's like, come with me. I'm like, what? He's like, I got to go to a Chamber of Commerce meeting. He took me to a Westbrook Division meeting.
Oh, yeah.
And I met Larry for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Really nice guy.
Yeah.
Really down to earth. I looked at my friend, I'm like, he's a really nice guy. He's like, what you see is what you get.
Yeah, very genuine individual.
Absolutely.
He's, I've gone to him for some personal stuff. He really makes the time. If you reach out to him, he will make time for you. It's really great. So he's still around. We still have.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right.
We still have the, he still stops in. He'll drop off breakfast in the morning or donuts, and he's still here to help us with anything that we need, which is great.
He'll still stop in and say hello and pitch a hand.
All the time.
It's not like he's
he'll never be too far separated.
No,
never at all.
No longer.
He's always available. That's the great thing about Larry. He always makes himself available to us.
There you go. Now, do you guys still have the Westbrook Division meetings?
Yep. Well, the division meetings are part of our,
Right.
most of our grassroots relationship building. It happens at those division meetings. It's a smaller, more intimate meeting where you're getting town updates and you're getting to know the who's who in the town. But Westbrook is one of our, we really enjoy Westbrook because we just had a meeting down here not too long ago. We call them Division After Dark. We do them in March and November. And instead of 8 to 9 in the morning, they're 5 to 7 at night. And they're hosted by usually like a brewery or a restaurant.
Yeah.
And then we just recently had one down here in Westbrook not too long ago. So that was great. We had a really good turnout, 40 some odd, 50 people, I think it was.
Was it at the brewery in Westbrook?
No.
I can say you guys did something at the brewery in Westbrook, didn't you?
Yeah, well, there's there's Tapville Social in the shops down there.
Yeah.
We had it in there. He became a new member recently, and he was genuine enough or nice enough rather, to host that meeting for us. And it was
nice.
good for him because he got a bunch of people into his place there, and everyone had a great time. It was really good.
Absolutely. So as far as, let's go back to the car show. Actually, let's go back to Cruise Night, or whatever I'm going to call it. Cruise Night on Main is next Wednesday evening, the 14th of June, correct?
That's correct. Rain date of the 21st, but
I was going to say, I saw.
It's not going to rain.
I think I saw a rain date, but we're not going to. I'm not mentioning that.
No, we're not going to need a rain date. We have guaranteed sun that day, so we're good.
Guaranteed sun, huh?
Guaranteed sun.
Okay. All right. Now, as far as how does the judging process work? You got somebody walking around judging all the vehicles?
So, great question. So we have our sponsors, and at a certain level of sponsorship, you get the ability to pick a car.
Oh,
so
cool.
Our sponsors will name their awards, and a member from that individual organization will start looking at the beginning of the show, and they'll pick out the car that they want for whatever reason, and then we'll hand out a bunch of awards. It's I guess it's important to mention that it's very difficult to move cars through 4,000 people. So we have our showmobile located across from the police department, and we only bring 2 cars to the stage because it's really difficult to move. I think we might have 14 individual sponsors that are at that level where they're getting an award.
Oh God.
So, but for for the awards, we bring Napa to the center stage. They pick out a car. Obviously, they're a presenting sponsor, and the mayor has an award too. We bring those to center stage. But the other awards are given out at the individual cars because it's just, I mean,
it's going to be too crazy.
Yeah, safety is our utmost concern, and so is the PD, and just moving that many cars through the crowd. Over the years, we've decided that, the cars are going to stay where they're at. We'll go to them. We'll take some photos. We'll talk to the individuals, present them with their awards. But yeah, we want to make sure that, everybody's super safe.
Absolutely. I haven't met the mayor yet.
Oh, Mr. Flushine, he is a great mayor.
Is he?
He comes to all our events. He's fantastic. He's definitely somebody who makes his way around Middletown.
Oh, absolutely.
I see him at almost every event we do, and he and his staff at the town are just. I mean, we couldn't do most of the stuff we do without them. Be it Pride or car crews.
Yep.
We have to have buy-in from the town, and they're always happy to help us.
Oh, absolutely.
All members of the town, everything from PD to Public Works.
Absolutely, yeah, because you got to get, especially zoning, because you probably got to pull permits.
Oh, parking department. I'll be honest with you, I never knew how incredibly hard the Parks and Recs department works until I recently we did Pride this past weekend.
That's right.
And they are just all hands on deck. They're moving stuff. They're helping us move stuff. I mean, they were just rock stars. I mean, they just really stepped up to the plate. So we could not do it without them.
How was Pride?
It was great. We haven't got an official count yet. Somebody told me, I was asking, how do we actually figure out how many people showed up? But apparently there's some way for them to detect how many people were there. I don't know what software they use or how it works.
Really?
But wow. One of the individuals that are on the Pride Commission, steering committee, said probably around 20,000 people. So I was like, well, that's an awful lot of people in Middletown.
That is a awful lot of people in Middletown.
So yeah, it was a long day. It was
absolutely
6 in the morning till 10:30, 11 o'clock. Yeah.
Wow, that was a long day.
It's a long day.
I'm gonna say, I bet you slept well the next day.
I did, yeah. Thank God the next day was Sunday. We had the day off, and car cruise is tough too. I mean, we start moving things around probably around noontime, and then we don't get out of there by the time we clean up, make sure everything is good to go. So it's usually 9:30, 10 o'clock. Just to make sure all our stuff gets back to the chamber, and Parks and Public Works gets their stuff moved out and everything. So yeah, it's a fun day.
Absolutely.
It's just seeing all those people there, listening to people tell their stories about their cars and where they got their parts from, and everybody's just so friendly. You want to know something about something, you just walk up to the individual and say, "Oh, would you tell me the story about this car?" And they're just happy to sit down and they'll talk to you for the whole half hour. It's just amazing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it seems like it's going to be a lot of fun.
It is every year. Yep. It's the biggest car show that I think I've ever been to.
Now I'm sure every year the variety of cars probably changes as well.
Yeah, it's funny. I see some of the same unique cars there every year, but every year there's a different car. I mean there really is no anyone who wants to bring whatever car they have can come. So we get stuff that's super old from like the 40s and the 50s, all the way to some exotic things here and there. So yeah, it's great.
Exactly. Like I said, my dad actually has a 1987 Porsche Carrera, which we were in Old Saybrook with not long ago for their car show.
Yep.
And he also has from my uncle who passed on about a year and a half ago. He has a 1972 Mercedes-Benz.
Oh yeah.
Which is...
It's a cool car.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So the joke is, since he got the car, when car show season pops up, he'll say to me, "Hey, I'm going to a car show. You want to come with me?" Sure, why not? Go see all the cool cars. It's like,
yeah, cars, trucks, doesn't matter. Whatever.
Oh, absolutely.
It's whatever it is that you're into for that, you'll find it.
Everything is there.
Everything is there.
Everything is there, and it sounds to me like the city of Middletown has everything well organized, you might say.
Yeah, well, like I said, the chamber works really hard, and with our partnership with the city, we make it happen.
Exactly. Now, if people want more information on the Chamber of Commerce, where can they go?
So Middlesex Chamber Okay. And from there's an events tab which can get you over to Cruise Night on Main, which will bring you to a separate website. There's also Facebook, or you can simply pick up the phone and call the chamber and ask for myself or any of the members of our team can tell you anything that you need to know.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I believe the Cruise Night website was just on the screen, but we can hopefully pop that up again before we say goodnight. Here we go.
There we go.
And all the information for Cruise Night is up on the website, and obviously, now is it always the same time every year? Is it always the second Wednesday in June?
No, it's not always the same date, but it's always the same time. So it's usually 4:30 to 8, but sometimes the date gets moved around because, sometimes the events before it or after it dictate when we pick the day. But it's usually the second or the third week of June, which is good.
Oh, okay, which is the weather's getting warmer, it's getting nice out.
And actually, it was chilly last weekend for Pride. It was.
I was going to say it was chilly.
It was 60.
I was going to say it was chilly Sunday.
Didn't rain. That's all.
Chilly Sunday for the event I was at, and it's like, holy God.
It rained a little bit at that event. I was there, and it rained a little bit. That's when a few cars took off. I did, myself included. Back to the garage, but
me too. Me too. Well, Joe from the Chamber, we're about to run out of time, but I want to thank you for coming down. Well, hopefully we'll see you soon.
Thank you very much.
You got it. Thanks, Joe. On behalf of Joe from the Middlesex County Chamber of Commerce, I'm Pete Mezzetti. Thanks. Good night. We'll see you next time.